guys, it's Amalia, and today I decided to film what my experience is going to be like packing for seminary, especially during a pandemic. So I've already done a few things and I'm leaving fairly soon for seminary, but basically I started going through all of my, I'll try to get a good shot. This side isn't mine, but this side is mine, of all of my shelves in my closet, and just going through and deciding what I'm definitely bringing and what definitely not, and what I might be bringing, and putting them in piles like alongside each other. So right now what I've been doing is just placing everything on my bed and going through it and putting them in piles, like t-shirts are over here. T-shirts, this is my favorite Bob Dylan shirt. The other closet that we're going to be dealing with is going to be this one, which I also sorted through and just put them into categories of like what I'm bringing, what I might be bringing, etc. And then there's stuff along this door, and there's this whole pile I haven't gone through that I picked from the basement. I also went around my house and just found all my clothes. And then this is of course just the clothes part. I can explain later in the video like what my seminary is doing in terms of COVID and what things I need to bring specifically for that when I'm traveling to a foreign country.
Maya?
Yeah?
What are you doing?
I'm dividing up my stuff in a way that I can make sure.
What's this video for?
I'm doing a pack with me video.
So are you just gonna cut this part out?
Probably.
Okay, well I just have a question. Why are you doing a pack with me video if the whole time you're just gonna be like sorting stuff?
That's not what I was doing. I was talking to the camera before you came into the room.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So I'm happy to see I actually have a lot of skirts because that's something I was nervous about. You know what? I think t-shirts are going, like t-shirts that I usually wear sweaters over, I think I'm going to put that with pajamas because I feel like that's more of the vibe.
I didn't scare you.
Katie, I'm busy.
Hi everyone. So today we're doing who could pack their bags for seminary faster challenge with me and Kava.
Okay, so I guess while I do all of this for myself, I'm going to explain to you what the story is with seminary during Corona. I also, unfortunately, I feel like this is important to do because I think there's a negative stereotype that is being portrayed in the media that perhaps Orthodox Jews are not being as careful about COVID, which is 100% not the case. And I take it very seriously. My close friends take it very seriously. The majority, my community takes it seriously in shuls. I know that where I live, when our shuls started opening, we actually got a lot of backlash saying we weren't being careful, and at least from within what I see for my community, that is 100% not the case. Obviously, there's people who might do whatever they want, but it can be hurtful, and I just want to make it very clear how serious we are about this. And traveling during a pandemic is not I'm not taking it lightly, nor is my seminary, my institution, nor any of my friends who I know are going to different schools. So unfortunately, I just felt the need to address how seriously I'm taking it. The way it's working with seminary is that Israel is obligating that when you come in, you have to do a mandatory 2-week quarantine. And then after those initial 2 weeks, you can go out and be within the general population. My seminary is going to, in addition, I know a lot of seminaries are going to then impose their own personal kind of lockdown and stay inside regardless, and only for holidays and for things like that, only be within their group. My seminary in particular is not doing that because we have a lot of people that are just Israelis who live in the country and are going to be going home for their own things. And so there's various policies about who we can go home with people within our like various learning groups. Like we're learning in capsules, in a capsule system, meaning that I'm in a capsule with let's say 15 other girls for 2 weeks, and then we switch every 2 weeks. But those 15 other girls are the only girls you're allowed to not have your mask on with, and not social distance. Everyone else in the seminary for those 2 weeks you have to social distance with, and then each 2 weeks when that's the Shabbos when you theoretically would be able to go out, although you could also stay in, you then have to social distance with everyone else except for them, but you get a chance to see everyone in the seminary because we rotate. But for the most part, even though my seminary will be letting me go out more than other girls, one, I don't know if I will opt to do that, and that's only right now when that seems to be what makes sense. If Corona continues to become a more serious, again become a very serious issue in Israel, which I hope it doesn't, then we might revise those rules. Maybe we would all have to stay in seminary, etc. But for now, that is my understanding of what they've told us. In terms of traveling on the plane, all we have to do is we just are expected to wear masks the whole time, and we have to get our temperatures checked prior to boarding. So just an update, it's actually Erev Shabbos, and it was a terrible idea to start all this Erev Shabbos. Hey guys, so now it's Sunday, and I am once again on my floor trying to stuff everything into my suitcase. I don't have a lot of clothes for no reason. I have a lot of clothes because I wear, like, my style kind of requires me to have like specific items for specific outfits. Like if I'm wearing a pink skirt, like I like it when my shoes match my pink skirt, so then I have to have a pair of pink shoes, but that means I have a pair of pink shoes for like I have a pair of pink shoes, a pair of yellow shoes, etc. And I just like, it becomes very detailed and hard to pack. And then on top of it, I have things that are like things I'm going to need at some point, but I might like, but like they end up taking a lot of room even though you don't think about them. Like I have a few pairs of stockings, even though I don't personally wear stockings full time because I might be going to community where that is the norm. And also it's helpful with fancier events or something like that, although I don't think I'll be going to many of those. So I try to bring, but then at the same time, I end up with like, okay, so it's 3 pairs of stockings. What's the big deal? But having 3 pairs of stockings, which you need because stockings rip very quickly, ends up taking up a lot of space when you do that for all your tights and you do it for everything. So we're just going to try to make this suitcase fit. That's really our goal. And we'll see what happens. Good morning, guys. It's Tuesday, but don't worry, you did not miss anything, even if the last thing I filmed was Sunday. But let me give some updates on how packing's going. So officially now, everything kind of fits into a suitcase. I haven't closed it yet. I've decided what books I was bringing to seminary. That was a major thing because you're able to get like all like Hebrews farm there, but certain like English books you can't get. And then I'm still kind of deciding like what English just like novels I want to bring. I usually like having a lot of thin type novels and then being able to read a bunch of them so I don't get bored. Just stubbed my toe. But this time for some reason I feel like I've read all of my thin novels. And now like I have all of the books that I've been kind of putting off for a while, that I really do want to read, just I haven't gotten to. And so those are, let's see if that bag closes because the books are so thick. So I have to, maybe I'm going to reassess and try to find some other books I prefer to bring. This has been a very like hard experience for me. I know this is so like bratty, but like having to leave behind things like my Ralph Lauren rain boots that I really love, because I realized like I mainly wear my Blundstones in the rain unless it's Shabbos, and these just take up so like too much space, but they're so cute. And the little like red peaks, I'm not like running a commercial for them, but I love them. And it's like really hard to like leave items that I actually totally would wear. I have a lot of items I totally would wear, which I'm grateful for obviously, but it's just hard to pack it all up when you have Kanai a lot. Okay, so now it is Thursday and I haven't filmed in a few days, but I just basically, in terms of packing, I've like unpacked, repacked a few times over. This is the state of affairs in my bedroom. It's awful. This is this pile that's happening over here. It's a lot of craziness, but the reason I felt like filming for a minute now is because I just wanted to say this morning I woke up and I was like so overwhelmed by this whole process. and especially going during Corona and things being so unknown, like what's actually happening this year, what am I gonna need? And I just like wanted to address in a video, like it's very, very normal. That's what all my friends who I spoke to who went to seminary, like while I was freaking out, were saying. And especially coming during like a time like this, it's scary, but I know it will, Emirates Hashem, really work out well. Very good. As like a teacher of mine who I really admire always says that we are not in control. It really is all from God and just seeing what's happening, and living in a world. So you can't burden yourself too much with these types of things. Anyway, with that, let me just get back to the suitcase. Anyway, just some thoughts now that I'm like, I guess, done packing. I'm so grateful for all the clothing I have. I have friends within like my community who it's like, okay, how am I getting to Israel? Like, I can't afford it, and they need to be worrying about scholarships and this and that. I'm just so grateful.